Hello, folks. It is I, back from somewhere, and today we're taking a look at this. My first Bowser locomotive. This is a GMD sd40-2, or as some people call it, as it's prototypically called, the special delivery or special division 40-2. I paid 325 Canadian dollars for it. I think that was a horrible deal. This has ESU lock sound, GMD SD40-2, BC rail, cab, numbered 7061. This is, of course, item number 25020. This is the executive line. But yeah, let's open it up. So I gotta say, out of all manufacturers, I think this is probably the worst box. Second to only Broadway's uh, non-brass hybrid steam locomotive boxes. I think that's the worst box. After all, this has a bit more padding than the Broadway Limited boxes, but still, it's very easily pushable. I can touch the locomotive doing this. I'm not even putting that much force. So yeah, I don't really like that, to be honest. And of course, we do have a manual, but it's a very basic manual. You just get the ESU manual, and I believe here is the functions list, and this is a lubrication list, which we will take a look out later. I mean. But yeah, you can see the box is a bit damaged. This is from just being in the trunk of my car. So yeah. Then here we have some extra parts, which I have no idea what they're for, but they're for something. They might be rock light covers. And it is unfortunately screwed on, which I'm not really a fan of, but it's Bowser. But yeah, this is detachable, so I'll take it off like that, and then yeah, I'll show you guys it a bit closer up. There is no traction motor detail, unlike Rapido or some scale trains locomotives. Screwed on with a metal plate. It's kind of nice. But yeah, that's what this is held on by. This is an alright part. I do like this, that you can actually have it on display, but besides that, it's very unpractical for shipping, I'd say. But yeah, and there is a small chip right there in the paint, unfortunately. Yeah, let's take it out and take a look at it. Alright, folks, now for an up close look here. So yeah, as you can see, it's a decent looking locomotive. Uh, it's not like it's the finest printing or anything like that. I still think my skill trains, like, if the correct word is pales in comparison to this, that might be bad. Wow, Jesus Christ, I haven't known YouTube in a long time. Wow, this might be a bad thing saying it like that, but pales in comparison. That's what it is. The scale trains is far better than this one is in terms of paint. As it is a bit fuzzy, in my opinion. Um, as you can see, the color of white here is a different color than the white there. I don't think it would have been like that in real life, but hey, maybe it was. Then here on this side, I think it was. The I don't know if it's how visible it is, but for some reason, the stripe on the cab here is higher. For some reason, it's either higher or lower. It might have been the other side, but one of the sides is higher, the other one's lower for some reason. Now, it's another thing I don't really like is how much these trucks sway. They are very loose. That's just, let me hold it here. This is just actual play from the axles. There's that much. But one thing that is nice, the rock lights and dish lights are all lit. The drop plates are functional. Whatever, they are functional. Which is nice. This does not come with KD couplers stock. They come with plastic fake KD couplers like the crap white limited ones, aka Broadway. I did have a problem with the dynamic brake hatch though on this. I had to modify it by modifying. I mean, file the clip off because the clips, well, wouldn't go back on when I took it off to see what decoder it had. So yeah, for some reason the front clip, at least it still holds on fine, but this front clip was just so far out. Even if you tried pushing it down, the plastic around it would just fold and you couldn't push it in. So I ended up having to file that clip down, and unfortunately, doing that, one of the lift rings came off. No idea where that went. It's just gone. No, it wasn't my fault. It fell off, or just flew off, I should say, when I took it off. The number boards are lit. There are spare knuckles on the um, running plate. I don't know what you want to call it. The walkway. There are no walkway lights or anything of sorts on this for some reason. I thought Bowser did that, which is quite interesting. This is in the BC Rail Hockey Puck paint scheme. The bell is nicely detailed though, which is nice. I don't think there's a real interior in this, unfortunately. At least from what I can tell, I don't think there is. But yeah, overall, the Snoot News looks good and everything like that. So yeah, let's go over to the coupler height test. Now here for the coupler height test. Let me loosen this a little bit. There we go. Zoom in. So I have the BC Rail SD40 on the left here. I have my trusty tangent scale hopper, which has never been rung before. So let's try it here. I mean, this is a NMRA standards hopper, anyways, and it's actually, is that good? I think it's good with the KD couplers. That's interesting. All right, well, that's good. Let's go to the front end now for the front end. And that's a pretty good coupler height too. Though my KD coupler might be a bit bad. Is that even? I think that's perfect. So yeah, it's actually a win for the Bowser here. I don't know if this was the coupler height before I put KD scales on it. Might have been, might have not been. But yeah, let's go down to the 18 radius test. 18 radius. Why do I keep saying 18 radius? It's 22nd. All right, let's see if it can make it here. So I have it with the tangent scale hopper on the rear. I think you can do a 22nd radius. I would think so. Let's see. Here it goes. My scale card's blocking a little bit. And yeah, no sweat. I think it's good. Is it good? Yep, it seems to be perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I'm not surprised. Try reversing it now. With one card behind, and it seems to be good. These are using the stock coupler boxes with the KDs. And yeah, perfectly fine. Alright, let's move on. Alrighty, folks, before we start the running session here, might as well show you so you can see with the headlight here. There's a bit of a delay when you turn it on and off. Now with the ditch lights, they are instantly on and off, which isn't too nice. Same thing as the class lights. For some reason, they're instantly on and off. And I don't like how the ditch lights are paired with the rock lights. I don't think BC Rail had the rock lights on all the time. Although I'm probably wrong with that. If someone knows a lot about BC Rail, then you could tell me here. But yeah, um, I wish there were a separate function. I really do wish it was. And something you'll hear in a little bit here, which I'm not gonna do a full-on function session. At least I don't think I am. Maybe I will. Let's see what happens. But regardless, the prime mover is probably, yeah, it's a lot worse than the scale trains one. I prefer the scale trains one as it has an extended startup. This one has a regular startup, which is really loud and really quiet and really loud. It's really strange. You'll hear it when I start it. Regardless, it has a very high idle for some reason, and you can't turn that down either using the revving manual notching. I mean, for some reason you can't. It only works going up. It doesn't go down for some reason, so that's interesting. Can only notch up, can't notch down, which is something you don't want. Definitely don't want. So yeah, a very interesting thing. But yeah, let's move on here. Right, got my scale up here, folks. Let's see which one weighs more. I think the BC Rail Bowser one will weigh more because it has the Snoot News. So it's 1 pound, 1.9 ounces. And the scale trans unit is going to be lighter, I think. No. Oh, same weight. Interesting. So there must not be anything in that snoot news then. And together, we get a weight of 2.39 ounces. So it's about the same as the Gevos actually, so that's not bad. Explains why they can pull uh, 4 auto racks plus that many cars. I think it's 26 cars, so yeah, not bad. Not bad, not bad. That's for sure. Also, one last thing I forgot to point out. I'll turn my light back on now. So with the axles, you can see how loose they are, how much side play there is, whatever you want to call it. I think that's off. There we go. You can see how much play that is, and you can definitely see it when it's moving, because it has quite a bit of body wobble too, which is unfortunate. If you move the trucks like this, you can really see how much play there is, which again I don't really like. I don't know. I think it would have been better if it stayed in, the middle of the track. But yeah, let's actually move on now. Alrighty, folks. So, yeah, that's gonna conclude my review here. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments for this Bowser SD40-2. I should say GMD SD40-2. Now, I think it's a pretty decent model. There are a couple things I would change, like how the dynamic brake roof hatch attaches, etc. But besides that, I think everything else is pretty much fine. I don't know if it's missing detail or not. I'm not like a, full-blown know-it-all when it comes to SD40s or anything like that. SD40-2s, I should say. Whoops. Um, but yeah, I think it's a pretty good-looking model. Do I think it's worth 325? You know what? Actually, I don't think that's a bad price if you can get it for that. I'm not sure what the retail is on this, but yeah, it's not bad. The only thing you're missing compared to the scale trains is the lighting, and then the proper, I guess, turning on of the ditch lights. So yeah, not really too bad. I'm not sure how like desirable these units are, anyways. I don't think they're that desirable, considering Scale Trains doesn't make them. If Scale Trains did make one, I'd buy it. But besides, yeah, there's one in paint imperfection, which I would say is the stripe around the cab. Stripe around the cab is a different color than the stripes on the side, unfortunately. Maybe that's prototypical. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think so. For my points rating here, which I do have for points rating out of 100, for those who don't know, if I tell me that's just bad or just wrong, I take points off. Now, I will be taking 10 points off, or not 10, I'll take 5 points off for that dynamic brake hatch, because it's not really that good. It broke when I took it off, so, well, the dynamic brake hatch didn't break, but the problem is that when I took it off, it wouldn't go back on unless I shaved the thing off. Unless there was another way to get it on or something, but yeah, regardless, I'm taking 5 points off for that, unfortunately. Regardless, I think it's a pretty good model. I don't think you should buy it. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good model if it fits your era. Um, Now there is one other thing I think I would change, which is including metal couplers and a better sound set. That's for sure. As you know, comparing it to a real SD40-2, the prime mover is pretty far off, and the speakers could be better. Given that this is a 2019 run, though, or at least that's what the block sound manual on the side says. So either it was copyrighted in 2019 or it's, made in 2019. So I'm not sure what run this is, but it's not like it's saying on Bowser's website, anyways. So I can't really see that, unless it does, but I haven't found it. Regardless, though, yeah, I think it's a pretty good model. If you want it, you want it. But yeah, thank you all folks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, folks.